Till yesterday, we have covered the topics till row level security. We have covered parameters and we have covered these five topics. Is there any doubt as of now if you have tried these things?
No, I mean, we haven't discussed the row level security, right?
Sorry?
We haven't discussed the row level security, right?
Yeah, we haven't discussed the row level security. Today I will
Okay.
cover it. Today I will cover.
Oh, okay.
Hmm. So today's we will discuss this topic like row level security. And after that, we will cover row context and then filter context. Actually, row context and filter context is important whenever you are learning DEX because each and every calculation is based on these two contexts, either by row level or by filter level. And after that, we will do some DEX also by using calculated column, calculated table, and we will also create measures and quick measures. These four simple topic we will cover today. So first of all, let's discuss about row level security. So I have opened this Power BI dashboard and I have loaded the order data, the same data which we have using from the first session. So the meaning of row level is for data security. It controls the access for specific rows of a table based on the user role. For an example, we have a data and we have some categories there. We want to use some categories for particular person. We want to show that particular category to particular person. Then we use row level security. So row level security, we create it by using these three steps. First, we need to create a role. Then we need to apply the filter condition on that particular table, and then we have to assign that role to particular user. These three steps we follow for creating the RLS. And RLS will be two types. One is the static type, other one is the dynamic type. And we will cover static and dynamic later. And the benefit of this RLS, we apply security based on row level. And we have a feature like we use a single dashboard for multiple users, and we do not have to duplicate the content again and again. So this is the feature of row level security. Now, if I go to the table level, I have loaded the same data, the order table, which we are using from the first session. Here you can see we have multiple columns. These are columns. And if you see here, this is the single row. This is the single row which we are. Let me show here. For an example, if I select any person, like if I select this person, Aaron Bergman. So if I click OK, you can see these are the rows. These are the rows where customer name is this one. So there are total 6 rows. These are rows. Similarly, if we unselect this and if we apply here like the reason, we have 4 reasons. If we apply west, if we apply filter based on this column, so we filter all the rows based on this particular reason. Similarly, there are multiple categories in this table. Either we can apply from country basis, we can apply filter based on this city basis. If we apply filter on Allen, the Allen rows will be filtered. So what it is doing, we are filtering the data based on this particular column, which we already do in the Excel. We will use this filter by applying the RLS. So how we can apply this? First, we need to choose a column. So as of now, I am choosing this city column. Or we can use first we will use this reason column. So first we will use reason column for applying the RLS. Then we will apply filter based on both reason and city. We will use both reason and city to apply the RLS in this table. So before that, let's create some visuals in this dashboard. So I'm creating some visuals. Like I'm creating a pie chart. I'm using reason in the legend, and sales in the value. And I'm creating some more visuals like some stacked column chart. Here I'm using city in y-axis, city in x-axis, and sales in y-axis. And I'm creating one more thing, like I'm using a slicer also. In the slicer, one slicer I'm using city, and in another slicer I'm using this reason. And I have unselected everything. And one thing also I will do, I will create a card, a simple card, and inside that card I will use a measure. The measure is, let me create. If I click on this three dot, there is a new measure. Here I will use something like a function name user principal name. I will use that thing to show the name of particular role, or we can say the particular user. So let me put here user name measure. This is the name of our measure. And here I am using this user principal name function. What it is doing, if it will return the name of person whom we are assigning that particular role. This is the predefined function. I'm just clicking enter, and I'm using this measure in this card. So I just drag into this card. So currently I'm this is my local. So this is my showing my local system name Praveen and PK94. This is my local system name. So first let me unfilter everything. So I have created this simple dashboard. Now I am going to apply RLS, and I will use these two columns, city column and region column. So you have to go to the model view. Here you can see the manage inside the security. In the home, you have manage role. You have to click on this manage role. So if you click here, you have three things. First, you have to assign the role. Second, you have to select the table. And third, you have to apply the filter. So let me click on this plus. If you click on this plus, you can give the name of this role. So let me give the role name like city role. So this is the name of our role. Now, as of now, we have only one table in our dashboard. So only one table it is showing here. So inside we have to select the table. I am selecting this order table. Now we have to apply the filter. So you have to just click on this plus button, and you have to select the particular column. So first I am selecting this city column, and I'm using this equal to condition. And the condition should be like, let me first see what is the name of that particular. Let me cancel this. The name we are choosing here, this one, Alan. So let me copy it from here. If I click here, copy, and then copy the value. Again, I'm going in the model view, manage role. In the role, I'm giving this name, city row, and selecting this order table. And here I'm selecting the city table. And inside the value, you have to just put the value name without any single quote or double quote. Similarly, you can apply one more. If you click on plus, you can apply like I'm using another column like reason. Inside the reason, I'm using central. Central. Central is the filter on the another column. So I'm just if you click here now, switch to Dex editor.
Praveen,
Yeah.
on managed security role, have we selected? I just missed that part. Uh, I
Uh,
mean, the city
uh,
role we have, you have written, right? I mean, city role
yeah,
website.
yeah, yeah.
So
And
how that has been created?
okay, let me first remove it. remove only city. Let's save it.
No, the role you just roll right. I mean, the left side,
Mhm.
manage city. How this tab is popped up from where we have picked it.
Okay. This is available in the model view. Here you can see in the security, there is a manager. Here I have to click.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
And if you
So,
click on new, then you can create another role. Okay.
okay.
So as of now, I have used only one column, city column. Okay. And if you click here, switch to text editor, the whole selection will convert into text in a text form. So you can also either you can write a text or you can directly select from the default editor from here also. Okay. If you are writing a text, it is you have more flexibility. Now I have created this RLS and I have saved this. Now we need to test it whether it is working or not. So if I go here, nothing will change. You can see nothing is changed. Now if I have to test it, you have to go to the model view. Here you can see view as. This is the view as option. You have to click it here. When you click here, all the roles will show here. Like this is your role, city role you have created. You have to select this and click OK. So if you click here, now the message is showing here. Now viewing as city role. This is your the message that it is showing here. If you go in the report view, you can see only city Allen will show here. See only city Allen is showing here. If you go to the table view, only city, if let me clear this first. Clear all the filter. I have cleared all the filter, but in the table view, the data is filtered based on the city. Okay, so this is how the RLS is working. So this is our one column, one role which we have created. If you click here, stop viewing. Now everything is default version. Now again, I'm going here in the model view. If I click here in the manage role, and again I'm clicking here new button, and now I'm using both column like reason, and in the reason I'm just using central. In column reason I'm choosing here central and saving it. And if you switch to the DAX editor, you can see this is our DAX. This square bracket is showing the column name, and the single quote is showing the value. And double ampersand is for it is a and condition. When both condition will be true, then only we can this RLS will work. So let me close this, and again I'm clicking here view as city role. Okay. Now you can see the both condition is applied. But it is similar to the previous one. So let me choose another condition. If I again click on manage role, let me choose here west. When I'm choosing region west, nothing will show because Allen has only central regions. So nothing will show. Let me check this. See here, nothing is shown because the city name having Allen and the region having west, there is nothing, no rows having this both columns, both conditions. So that's why we are seeing blank rows. So if you want to create another role, you have to just click on this manage role, click on this RLS, again new button, and you have to give the name like reason role. And again you have to click on order. And as of now I'm writing the DAX. So I'm just writing here reason. I'm selecting the reason column and equal to, I'm just giving here central inside the center in the double quote. So if you're writing in the form of text, you have to use double quotation. But if you are using default editor, you do not have to use single or double quote. Let me save it. Now, if I have to use that reason role, you have to select this reason role. and then OK. Now you can see the central rule is selected. In the table view, you can see the data is filtered based on this reason. Let me check. Yeah, the reason. You can see only central data is shown. So this is how static RLS is working. Now I'm going to show what is the meaning of dynamic RLS. So for an example, sometime you have multiple that Microsoft account, because in an organization multiple employees were there and each employee has their own ID, and some ID is having you want to give some limited access to some particular ID, and some ID you want to give some access like they have, for an example, some ID you want to give the access for central rows. Some ID you want to give the access for east row, and some ID you want to give the south, and some you want to give west. So this is known as dynamic RLS because it detect the username in Power BI services, and as per the user ID, they are showing that particular category. So for creating the dynamic role, we have to create a disconnected table, or we call dimension table. So first I am creating a dimension table. So for that, I'm clicking here, enter data. I'm clicking here, enter data. Here I am giving a name like reason. Reason is our the table column. Here I am giving four values which are available in our reason column: central, east, and I think, let me check again. What is the next value? West, east, south, and central. East, south, west. Okay. Or what we can do, I can just copy this complete column, or I can go to the Excel, because sometimes there might be some spaces in the value, so the RLS will not work. So I'm just copying this complete column and pasting here, and from here and here I'm removing the duplicate. In the Excel, I'm just searching remove duplicate, and I'm removing the duplicate. So now we have this column. I just copy this column, and in Power BI, I'm just clicking on enter data. Yeah. Now again, I'm creating another column. Here I'm writing the username, or we can say users. So let me give some dummy users like abc@gmail.com, and like efg@gmail.com. Similarly, xyz@gmail.com, and pyr@gmail.com. I'm just giving a dummy mail ID which act as a user mail ID. And the table name, I'm giving the name like security table. You can give whatever you want, and just loading it. So now in the model, in a model view, you can see this security table is there, and I have the relation is automatically created, but you need to create a relation between this reason column to this reason column. So I'm just dragging it and dropping it here. The relation is very important, otherwise RLS will not work. Now this relationship is developed now. Now I'm going to the manage role. In the manage role, I'm creating a new role, and I'm renaming it like dynamic role. And in the dynamic role, now you do not have to select this order table. You have to select this security table, because whenever you are applying RLS on the security table based on central or based on reason column, it will automatically filter this order table because you have used this relationship. And on yesterday session, I have already told you the filter is flowing from dimension table to fact table. So we are applying filter on this security table, which is our dimension table. So now we have to apply filter on this security table. You have to just select the security table, click on plus, and you have to select the now you have to select the user because we are applying the condition based on user. So what you have to do, you have to just uh, select this user and and you have to just click here like first of all I'm just using the reason only. I'm giving the west reason. I'm just selecting here. I will switch to the text editor. Okay. Now it is selected this particular, it's selected the particular reason column. Now here we have to remove this. We have to remove this. And here you have to write the function which I have told you, user principal name. This is the function which we we use we used it for dynamic RLS, or you can use this also, user principal, or you can use this username. Username is for the name only, but user principal for complete email ID. So as we have created a mail ID, so we are using user principal name here. Now I'm just, or you do not have to select the reason. You have to select the user column. User column should be user principal name. So this is checking the mail ID, which is currently logged in the Power BI services inside the user column. Now I have to just save it. Now I'm just crossing it and viewing it, view as. So here you have to select the dynamic role and then you have to click on this other role also. So whenever you are trying to check the dynamic role, you have to click on this other role, other user also. Inside the other user, you have to give the mail ID like abc@gmail.com and let me click OK. So now if you click here in the table view, you can see the West, only West will show. Let me check the security table. If I go here in the security table, you can see only ABC Gmail ID is showing here, and the corresponding reason is getting filtered. The corresponding reason is West reason. So inside the order table, you can see inside the order table only West reason is getting filtered. See here. So this is how dynamic filter is working. Now, if you see here, this this card is also showing ABC Gmail because here I have used user principal name. Similarly, if you go here in the model view, if you go again in the view as, if you give the mail ID like XYZ, okay, and if you see here the XYZ email ID getting filtered. And the order table is also filtered based on the region. The corresponding region is South region. So this is how dynamic filter is working. So as of now, these two RLS we have, like one is the static RLS and another one is the dynamic RLS. And I have just given you simple example. Sometime the people will say you have to link multiple tables and you have to apply the RLS based on multiple tables column. The columns is available in multiple tables. So this become more hectic and sometime you have to apply more complex condition. For an example, uh, like uh, I have created a, I am just showing a scenario which came in my organization. They told me that if there is a mail ID, some mail ID like XYZ, another mail ID, and they have put it here star symbol. In the reason they have put it star symbol, which is not available in our order table. Star symbol is not available in our order table. And they said me, if there is an star and that particular user ID, you have to show everything. So this is very challenging part because relationship will work only when the values is available, because star is not available in this our fact table. So this is how scenarios we will get whenever you are working on RLS. So you can do multiple things in RLS, and you can there might be multiple situations. Is there any questions or any doubt?
Yeah, instead of user filter, so
Hmm.
can we give folder level security or something? In terms of-
Folder level.
For example, we are publishing a dashboard in
Mhm.
A folder and B folder. Okay,
Okay.
folder in the sense workspace, different workspace level of. I'm not sure how the Power BI is working. So
Uh,
we will have only one workspace
mhm.
right now. I mean,
Yeah,
into
yeah.
Tableau, we will have multiple folders. I mean, projects to
Uh,
publish dashboard.
yeah. We in RLS, we will only apply security on row level, which is available in
Okay,
data. So
okay, okay.
for this workspace access, na, if you are using pro account or premium account, you have here manage access. From there, you can give the mail ID, and make sure that mail ID should be the organizational mail ID. Otherwise, it will not work. Simple Gmail ID will not work.
Yeah, yeah.
So row level security is only for the data which you have used in your Power BI dashboard. It will not
Got it.
act outside your data. Okay.
Okay.
Now I'm going to our next topic, row context and filter context. Okay, these are the simple topics, and I have created some pages for this. Yeah. See here, row context means whenever you are creating a DAX, the DAX is working on row level. It means it is calculating based on single row. That is called row context. So this is usually available on calculated column, or whenever you are using some function like sumx, filter, or add column. These are the DAX function. So it means row context means whenever DAX is calculating anything calculating based on row level. This is known as row context. Let me tell you an example. For an example, this is a table. We have a product column, we have a price, we have a quantity. In product, we have a product, and here we have a B product. So for an example, I have written a DAX here, like a sales. Let me increase the font size. 20. I have written the a simple DAX here, like sales, and I have written here uh, like product. This is my column name, product column. Sorry, I have to write price column name, and multiply with the quantity. So I have just written this simple DAX for creating a calculated column. So what it is doing for product A, it is multiplying 100 with 2 and giving you a result 200 in a single row. And for product B, it is multiplying 200 with the corresponding quantity 3 and giving you 600. So this is how row context is working. Let me show here in table view. See, this is our order table. This is our order table. And we have a sales column. We have a quantity column. Now I'm creating a calculated column. So if you see here, if you go here in the table view, in the table tool, we have four options. One is the new column. New column we use for calculated column. Calculated column means in the existing table, we are creating our own column, which is not changing the data source. We are not changing the data source. We are creating a column at Power BI side. Similarly, we have a new table. It means we are creating a calculated table, which is not available at the data source side, which we are creating at Power BI side. And we have measures. We have quick measure. Measures are like it is not taking any space in your data model. It is virtual. It is rich analytics, and we use these measures in only visuals. These columns and tables are available in data model, but measures are not available in our data model. These are available for only visuals only. So first I'm creating this new calculated. Creating the calculated column. If I click here, new column, a formula bar will available here. See here, the formula is started. So I'm holding control button and scrolling. So you can zoom out, zoom in. Now I'm giving here the name like total sales column. I'm just giving the name of my column. After equal to, I'm giving the text. So what I'm doing here, I'm just using the sales column. This order means this is the table name, and inside the square bracket, this is the column name, and I'm just multiplying it with the quantity column quantity. So the quantity is available in the order table, and I'm just clicking enter. Let me collapse this. So now you can see this new column is created. So if you see here, if you see this, you can understand this 60.81 multiplied by 3, and the result is this. This 19.44 multiplied by 3, and this is giving the result. So this calculation is based on single row. This is known as row context. So row context is working whenever you are creating calculated column, or if you are using SumX function. SumX is a function which working on a row level. So this is the meaning of row context. Let me let me show you another thing. Like if I create a matrix here, let me create a matrix
So
table.
we are getting into the DAX now, right? DAX
Yeah,
queries.
yeah. Row context is coming into the DAX only. I'm just first I will let you understand this row context and filter context. Then I will go one by one all the text. Okay. Because a row context and filter context is very important whenever you are working on text. So I am creating a visual. I'm just putting here sales and the quantity. And I'm using something like reason or something like product name. Product name. Okay. So what it is doing, it is the product name is there, and based on the product name, we have the sale amount and we have the quantity. So if you want the based on particular row, we have one more option. We have this SumX function. SumX function is work on the iterator basis. So we can also use this DEX function. So let me create a measure. So if you go here, you have to click on this three dot. You have to click on this new measure. I'm just writing the name SumX sale, and here I'm using the SumX function. So whenever you are writing the DEX in Power BI, na, you can see the syntax of that particular text. So you do not need to learn everything, but only you have to remember the what DEX you have to use, what function you have to use. So you have to give the order name. Order is the table name, and expression is there like we are using sales and then multiplying with the quantity. So quantity. So I'm just pressing enter. So now If you use this DEX in the matrix, in this matrix, so it will work fine. It will work on the row level basis. You can see here, it is working fine. Even some will also work fine. But in the case of some, you cannot use multiple columns. You have to use either sale or either quantity. So now there is another topic, filter context. Filter context means you are filtering your data based on some category. It is available by using slicer, by using some categorical column. Like for an example, I have created anything like there is a data and I have created some visuals and I want to filter based on this category, like this category. I want only furniture. So we have to apply the slicer there, or we have to apply there some function. So the all data get filtered based on this category. Let me show you an example. If I go here in the report view and I'm creating a measure and see here the filter context is available only on measures. This filter context is not available on the calculated column. So I'm just using here like a new, I'm creating a new measure and like I'm using some KPIs like KPI. I'm using a calculate function. Inside the calculate function, I want the sum of all the sales. So I'm using sales function. After that, see here, calculate function is very important function. Calculate function we use to convert the low level row context to filter context. So what it means, we are giving an expression. After that, I am giving the filter condition. So what it is doing, what it is first it is selecting the order table. Inside the order table, it is applying the filter, and after the filter, it is calculating the expression. So now I am giving here the reason column. Let me give here the reason column. Some I have given some, and then I am selecting the reason column. See here the reason column. Now, if I'm giving here like only west region, so what it is mean, this is the simple measure. I have used calculate function. Calculate function I have used because it is calculating this expression based on this filter. What filter is it is? I am applying the filter on region column and I am filtering for the west region only. And I am clicking and pressing enter. Now, if I use a card, if I use a simple card here, and I drag this KPI, this value is showing the west region sale only. This is not showing the whole region. Let me change it to another thing, like let me change it to central region. Central region. So you can see the value is changing. So what it is mean, this meaning is you are using filter context. This is not based on the row level. This is based on some category. So our category is our central category. So this is the meaning of a filter context. So this row context and filter context is very important. And based on this two things, we have multiple DEX formula. Now we are going to look into this calculated column. So first, what is the meaning of calculated column? For an example, in the data model, we have this order table. We have loaded this order table by using a CSV file. Now, if you want to create your own column in this order table, you have to create a calculate. You have to write some text using calculated column. So which is available here in the new column. So calculated column, let me tell you the benefit and disadvantage of calculated column. The benefit is this: when you want to use that particular calculated column, to make a relationship with another table, then it is very useful. Because if you go here in the table view, and if you see in the data pane, the symbol of calculated column is different. You can see here the table and summation mark is showing here. So this is the meaning of calculate. This means this is created by using some DEX. So this is the DEX you can see here in the address bar. So this is the physical existence is there. You can see this table. You can see this column. You can make a relationship with the another table. You can go to the model view. You can remove this. You can remove this column, and you can use this column for making a relationship with the another table. So you can make a relationship with the another table. But if you are creating a measure, which we will talk later, in if you are using the measure, you cannot able to use this in a relationship. So calculated column we use for making creating a column, and we can also use this for making a relationship with the another table. And how we can do? We can do from the model, and we can go here in the new column. Let me let me show another. Let me show you some other examples. Like I have created some text here. See here. Yeah, some text is here available. Like if you go here in the order table, for an example, I want to concatenate this ship mode with this customer name. I want to concatenate in a single column, and I want to create a calculated column. So you have to just click on this new column. Here you have to just give the name, like I'm giving the name like uh, concatenated column. And here you have to give the first column name, like our first column name is uh, let me check the name again. Ship mode and the customer name. Ship mode. When you type S na, then everything will show. You have to just click or press the tab button. Now I'm using ampersand symbol. The single ampersand symbol is used for concatenating. But if you're using double ampersand symbol, it is used for conditional Boolean value it will return, like true or false. So it is very important. It is asked in PL 300 exam. So single ampersand is used for concatenating. So I'm using this single double quote for space, and inside and then ampersand symbol I am giving the customer. Now you have to just press enter. You can see both the name are concatenated. Similarly, we can create another column. Let me check here. Yeah, we can apply if condition also. So if condition means whenever you are checking the particular value of a column, and based on that particular value, we are giving some name. So let me do this in this order table. For an example, we have this sales data, and we have some values. We have highest value, I think 300. So we want to make a category, like from if the value is less than 100, we want to make some category. If the value is 100 and between 200, we give another category, and if greater than 200, we are giving another category. So we have to just click on this new column, and here I am giving like sales category. This is the name of our column. After equal to, I'm giving if condition. If is the function. This is the dex function. And here you can see the syntax. First, you need to give the logical test, whatever you are checking. After comma, you have to give the result which you want to show when the condition will be true. And after that, you need to give the false condition. And whenever you are looking in the syntax now, if any square bracket is written here, it means these are optional. If you give, it will fine. If you will not give, the function will also go. So the square bracket is showing the optional. So I am giving here the sales column, like the order sales value. If order sales value is less than 100, this is the numerical value. So that's why I'm not giving single quote or double quote. Then you need to give here small. I'm just printing small, or I'm just I'm giving a less, and I'm just showing here. I'm just pressing enter. So what I can see here, the less the less is written here for all the sales value which is less than 100. See, the value is 61, so it is showing less. If the value is greater than 61, nothing is showing here. Blank is showing here. Okay. So if I give here, again, if I give here, again, if I give the if condition, and if I give here the same thing, I'm copying the same thing. But now this time I'm giving here 200. I'm giving here 200. If the value is less than 200, then I'm giving here something like meat value. And if larger than this, then I'm giving here large. As I have used two if condition, you need to give two brackets and just press enter. So now you can see every category is now available here. So this is how you can make your own category. If you select the less now, the sales value is only for less than 100. If you click on this large value, you can see all the values is greater than 200. So this is how you can use if dex function for creating a calculated column. So here we have one more thing. You can either fetch the year, you can either calculate another thing, or uh, you can also use this switch condition. Switch condition is similar to the if condition, but it is better than if, because you do not need to write if again and again. You can use switch condition and you can use this category inside this particular value. So I will give this seed. You can try and practice.